What if doing your PhD has actually ruined your life? I'm going to tell you what the answer is to this. And I want you to stick with me because it's going to be very counterintuitive for all of you that are pursuing a PhD or doing research or anything within this particular domain. What I'm talking about generally is going and doing research and development. My answer to this up front is it did ruin your life. It did completely close a lot of doors. It did make you worse off. There are many opportunities that you will never get again, and you will never see the world the way that you used to see it. You will be a lot lonelier. You will likely misunderstand how the world used to be like in your mind. And there's going to be all of these things that you're thinking about that nobody else is going to see except for yourself. And it's going to be very almost impossible, perhaps impossible, to actually communicate how you see the world to other people because you're going down a path that nobody else has done. Even the people that are extraordinarily close to you do not understand what you're going through. Your relatives are not going to understand what you have done. Your advisor, friends and family, and other people that are within the academic game are not going to understand anything that you're actually doing. And so it has ruined a huge part of your life, and it will be very difficult to communicate this, and you won't know how to actually communicate it, and you'll be frustrated inside, and you will have to deal with a lot of different emotions where you feel isolated. But here's the thing. You can change your world. You can turn it on its head. And if you simply just change how the way that you see the world and you take a step back and you say, you know what? All of this is true. It's very, very true. Trust me. I've been through it. I'm a professor. I've gone through all of these things. You can watch many of my videos where I talk about all of these things. And I am not alone with saying this. But you can change your world by simply being joyous inside. You can think about all of the different things where you have gained and all of the different moments where you thought that you couldn't do something that was outside of your reach, you have been able to do. And yes, this is what it means to live a joyous life. Means where you look at all of the things that are gone and are taken away. And yes, we will meet half the people, perhaps even more. I would say probably a lot more of the people that are in the academic game in PhD life that are just miserable. They don't see the world in the way that you want to see it. But then there is a small group of us that want to see the world in a positive way, that understand that all of these things did happen to us and are reflexive on that and can say, yeah, you know what? That was a challenging moment in my life and it continues to be a challenging moment. And yes, all of these ideas that I read about and that I think about, I can't communicate them. I don't understand how to communicate them. I'll never be able to communicate them. That's called tacit knowledge. And it's frustrating as all get out. But it's deeply part of who I am. And the way that I go forward is, first of all, I don't give a hoot or a rat's... I almost said, I don't give a rat's blank about what other people think of me. I'm going to walk forward and have this deep burning desire in my eyes and in my mind that I am a good person. And I am actually going to have the strength to do things that everybody else is afraid to do. And that's one of the things that you will really appreciate is that many people like to talk a good game. Most people, they'll never do it. They're afraid. They'll say that it's not for me. All of these things will happen to you. And you will know that you've done something that everybody else is afraid to actually do. And when you do that, you have a tremendous amount of internal strength. And you turn this around and you say that I can actually accomplish a lot of things. Now, the other thing that you will have to understand is that a lot of people within the academic game, within the whole research infrastructure, however you might want to look at it, they're going to hide all this stuff. They are going to completely lead you astray and say that it's going to be hunky-dory and focus on all of the positives and all that kind of stuff. But it's just not true. Everybody that's gone through this, that is open, they will tell you this. Most people probably, I know this. Look at the statistics, right? Just simply look at the damn numbers. You'll see that dropout rates are extraordinarily high during a PhD. That depression now, or that there is good evidence, everybody's going to dispute it, but there's good evidence that doing a PhD actually leads to mental health problems. It's causal, right? And what does that mean? That if you actually do it, you will have to go through all of these different journeys. And so what do you do? And how do you deal with this? You learn to actually put a deep, deep smile in your heart, and you completely change it. It's not like a superficial thing. It's where you take a step back. So it begins as a superficial thing. For me, it began as a superficial thing. I was deeply miserable about my second year of doing my PhD, and I still get like that all the time. I'm not downplaying all of that. I do get like that. And I was deeply miserable, and I faked my smile, right? I just started faking it. And it was weird and awkward, and I got weird looks, all of those kind of things. But over time, it has grown in my soul in terms of how I see the world. I'm starting to see the world as growing, beautiful moments that are difficult to actually capture, and nobody else sees it that way. But that's because I like to focus on things that I know where there's growth, prosperity, things that are truly wonderful. And it's very difficult to actually communicate this. And for me, it's almost impossible to communicate my hope for the world because nobody else sees it that way. They see the darkness, they see that they can't do things. And so it's incredibly frustrating for me that I know that there is a tremendous amount of hope that exists in this world. And I can't convince people. And I'm never going to convince people. I've stopped trying to convince people. I've stopped trying to motivate people. I've stopped trying to do all of those things. And I thought, if I could just get them to see how I see the world, and all of a sudden everybody will change. They're not going to change, right? You are going to have to just simply have a smile on your face, where you're confident and quiet inside, where you simply say, I get it. I understand. The world doesn't want to change in the way that I would hope it to change, but I see a lot of opportunity. I see so much in so many people. And if they simply take a pause and look around and say, why am I miserable? Why do I feel like this? They will change themselves. But until that actually happens, and it probably won't happen in your lifetime, and you can't make that happen, you have to go around thinking about how wonderful that you are inside and that you are smiling in your heart. Now, the more that you practice this, the more that you will forget about other people, the more that you will recognize that it is you that has to change. You have to be kind inside. You have to be a joyous person inside before anything else will change around you. And it's not going to be them that's going to change. I'm going to let you know. It's going to be you. You are going to see the world completely differently. And the more you work at this, the more you try, the more you invest in this kind of thinking, where you simply say, F you to the rest of the world. You don't believe in me anyways. I'm going to be this joyous person inside. The more that you begin to love who you are, and you begin to love the situation that you're actually in, no matter how difficult it actually is and how many doors have been closed for you. Take care and have a wonderful day.